Good afternoon, everyone. Allison Turner here, owner of Batcat Media Group, which is home to my business coaching program, Dream Plan Start Grow. I wanted to jump on here today to talk about bouncing back after a hardship. And that could be a hardship in life. It could be a hardship in your business. It could be, there's multiple things it could be. But particularly this week, I wanted to talk a little about going to a funeral and spending time with family and then bouncing back and knowing you still have to move forward. You still have to continue with, whatever your schedule is, things like that. So Jack's brother, Jack, my fiance's brother, had passed away a couple of months ago. And then the family from Arizona brought his ashes here to be, I guess, interred. I guess that's the right word, in a cemetery in this area. And so the service was yesterday. The ashes are interred. But the family's been in since last Thursday. And, it's been a tough time. I know Jack's had a particularly hard time with this. And at one point he and his brother were very close. But I think, I've been thinking about it because my schedule's kind of gotten thrown off, and that's just me. I like to be on a certain schedule. But it's like, how do you bounce back? Because death happens, other things happen. Maybe you have an adult child that moves away. Maybe you're in a car accident. Maybe there's something that's going on in your business. Maybe there's something that, whatever it is, we all experience hardships. It's whatever that hardship is for you. And how do you bounce back more quickly and not let it kind of weigh you down and get you down and frustrate, that's always the bigger challenge because, life is a mental game ultimately and business is a mental game. So I'm going to liken this to business because you have to be on top of your game in business. And sometimes you're not. And sometimes that can hurt the business. So you have to figure out what is it that you need to do? Hey, Joshua, to continue being on top of your game, even when life's challenges come at you. So I wanted to talk about 5 quick things today on how you can continue to move forward. So, number one, make sure you're acknowledging your feelings. So whatever that is for you, so in my instance that I'm talking about, which is Jack's brother passing away, and, the immediate family that came in is very obviously sad and broken up about this. So for me, it's like taking on that energy because I didn't know his brother that well. I'd only met him once a few years ago since he lived in Arizona. So, but it's still, you're around people that are sad and upset and remembering all the good times and things like that. So it's acknowledging your feelings and recognizing, your feelings are your feelings. Number 2, practicing self-compassion and being okay with being kind of either maybe it's overwhelming, maybe you're frustrated, maybe you're, whatever those feelings are, just practice self-compassion and know that, hey, this is what's happening. And, sometimes you have to be okay with sitting in that. Number 3 is reflect on the experience and learn from the experience. And I think this is a huge one, is what can you take away from something? Obviously, say someone's passed away in my instance, what can I take away from this situation? What can I, again, I didn't know him very well, but how can I maybe help Jack a little bit better? Or how can I reach out to someone else in the family and help them? What's the experience? What can I take away from this that will help someone else? And then will also maybe help me in the process as well. Number 4, always develop a plan of action. So, when that hardship hits and whatever that is, one of the worst things I feel I can do is sit in it, meaning get overwhelmed by it or get frustrated by it and then just stop all action. So I always have to kind of continue moving forward in whatever that looks like, like how do I continue moving forward? What's that next step for me? What's the next, position for me? So I want to continue moving forward. And so I'm going to develop that plan of action to do so. So, the family goes back to Arizona tomorrow. So for me, it's like getting back on my quote unquote regular schedule. It's getting back into swing of my, day-to-day happenings. It's, still recognizing that people are sad around me, still recognizing that that's still going to happen. But I've got to make sure I stay in action and continue forward in the midst of kind of the bigger hardship here. And then number 5, engage in self-care. So be okay with sometimes you may have an off day. Sometimes you may have an off feeling or something's going on and you just can't handle something. Engage in self-care, meaning take some downtime for yourself. And this is probably one of my hardest things to do is take downtime for myself because I feel like there's always something I could be doing. There's always something of a client's to do. There's something of my own stuff to do. There's something in the companies to do. There's stuff at home to do. There's always something I could be doing. So it's knowing when I need to take that step back and just take care of me. And really, it's a matter of continuing moving forward and whatever that looks like for you. So when that hardship hits, how do I, instead of like wallowing in like, woe is me or whatever it is, how do I learn from it, embrace the feelings, practice self-compassion, reflect and learn from it, develop a plan of action, and then engage in self-care and keep moving forward. Because all of us are going to face hardships at one point or another in our lives. And especially when you own a business, you have to be able to continue to move forward. And that's just a huge piece. So today I just challenge you when you develop a hardship in life. So whether you own a business or not, but I'm really speaking to business owners, like figure out how to go through these 5 steps and move forward. Continue in action, even if it's, maybe you're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Sometimes that happens and be okay with that. And just embrace what's going on, learn from it, and keep moving forward. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.